Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. So on this lecture here, we're gonna handle the login of our application. And this is actually a really cool step that we're on right now. Let me just go ahead and show you the application here real quick. And if we go to login here, we're gonna see the login option, form, right? So let's go back in here and make sure that you have this login and that you have downloaded that HTML form or file from the resources. And that should be in the description of this video, right? Always remember to check the description. All right, make sure you have the route here for login. So I'm gonna look for it, login, and let me find it right here. You can see that we are returning that login HTML template, right? So that's good stuff, right? So it's wired in, okay? Now, here's what we're gonna do right now. We are about to, we need to detect, and I have it right here as a matter of fact, we need to detect the user. And this login manager that comes from the Flask login right here is going to allow us to do that, to actually wire up that user with sessions, all right? So that user, we're gonna be able to use sessions and detect if the user has logged in into our computer with sessions. And this is gonna be done by using this package here, okay? So this package right now is going to register this function, Flask login, all right? And once it registers that function, this decorator is gonna register that function. We're gonna call it and we're gonna reload the user from that session, all right? This user ID is gonna pass in here. I'm gonna show you right now, it's returning none. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna access the user model and we're gonna query and we're gonna get, and we're gonna cast it to an integer and we're gonna get the user ID, just like that, the one that's coming in here. Now this package is going to allow us anywhere in our application to access the user. Now, it's gonna be an object that we can get that says current user, just like this. Now we're gonna have access to this current user anywhere in our application. This is going to allow us to protect the routes as well, right? Because we can say, hey, if the current user is not authenticated, I want you to redirect them to the login page, right? Do not let them access this route. So we can do that. Now let's go back and let's work on the login right here. This is what we need to work on, all right? So for this, we're gonna get some errors. So I'm gonna set this up real quick. Just the same thing we did with the register route. We're gonna get a list here available to us. So that way we can append these errors here. And we can say if the request method is equal to post, just like this, then we're gonna get stuff from the request, from the form, right? So we already know how to do this. We'll just encapsulate everything from the start and we'll access this form object in the get method and we'll access the email like this. And we can say, or, and then we can strip it just like we did before, all right? Notice that I'm not explaining myself much here because you guys know this stuff already. We've done it. So let's get the password. And here I'm not gonna wrap anything with strip because we're not gonna do that with password, right? We don't need to do that. Passwords are very complicated sometimes, so why do that? And I'm gonna take this auto completion out. It's useful when you're first starting out to have auto completion on your code, and sometimes even when you're advanced. But for me, sometimes it doesn't work good when I'm teaching, right? Because I get all these pop-ups. But anyway, so we get that, we get the password, and we can start doing some validation here. We can say if not email, then we're gonna get the errors, and we're gonna append something to that so we can see it on the other side. So we can say email is required, just like that, all right? And we can say if not password, then hold on, there we go. We're gonna append the errors too. Let me just copy this guy and we can say password is required. All right, now here we can say if not errors, then what we can do is we can grab the user, and we're gonna grab the user that currently the user by its email. So we're gonna query and we're going to filter, and we can filter by the email. Right? We got the email right here. We got to compare the one coming from the form to the one in the database. And we'll do this. Email. All right. There we go. And I just want one of them, right? Just in case. I just want the first record, right? Perfect. All right, let me see how many minutes we are into this video. 5 minutes. I think we still got time to finish this. I'm trying to make the videos not last very long. So if not user or not check, and here's what we're going to be using. We're going to check. Let me see if I have this already. All right, so we got the generate password hash here. This is just to generate the hash. But what we need to do here from this package here that deals with passwords is we need to import the one that we're gonna need to read the password, the encrypted password, because right now we're hashing it, but we're not checking it. So we need another password, another function to check it. So we're gonna use this guy right here. All right, let's go back to where we were. All righty. All right, so this one is gonna check, and we're gonna pass in .user.password. All right, password, just like that, right? So notice that I'm accessing the one from the database, and here I'm comparing it with the one that's coming from the form, just like that, okay? Simple as that. Now let's go back in here. Let me see if I'm missing something here. It looks like expected. Oh, of course. All right, so we're gonna append these errors. We're gonna put some errors here, and let me see. All right, so actually this has to go. I'm gonna do Shift Tab. This have to go. They all have to align here, okay? And yeah, we are pending that. In this one, we can say invalid email or password. We don't want to let the user know that they type in the wrong password or the wrong email, or I mean, just the password, right? We gotta fool them a little bit. We're gonna say, hey, invalid email or password. So we can't let them know that it is the password that they type wrong, because then we give them a little bit of a hint to what they need to work on to hack our application. So let's do else here real quick. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna access the login user, and I don't think I brought that in. Let me go back and import it. And this needs to be imported from Flask login right here. So login user is going to allow us to log in that user just like that, okay? So, boom. Let's go back in, where were we? There we go. So else here, else everything went fine, then we're gonna log in what? The user that we just brought in from the database right here. That's the user we want, right? And well, we are comparing it here, so we're passing that in. So now we got the right user. All right, perfect. Remember, this is gonna fail here if it doesn't work, right? If it does work, then we got the user right. Now what I'm gonna do is, I mean, if this fails here, if this is true, then we're gonna pen an error, right? But if it passes this, and then we go into the nets to whatever, this is the default after all this fails, right? If not password, if it goes through that, then we're good to go. All right. I hope you understand what I was trying to, Anyway, so here we're gonna just URL for dashboard, and I just gotta make sure that that endpoint is actually looks good. Dashboard, just like that. And let me see, I got the render login. So here on this, oops, we're gonna pass in errors here, so that way we can collect this in the template later. Errors. There we go. All right. So let's go and look at dashboard real quick here, just to make sure. Dashboard. All right. So something broke our application in line 104. Let me just double check. This looks good. What do you guys think? Nothing bad here. That was before, probably. Python app, boom. Let's go back in here. Let's double check to see if dashboard is actually working. Dashboard. All right, dashboard endpoint, it's not working. Let's go back in here, make sure that it is here and it's spelled correctly. And let's just make sure that we have that endpoint. I don't think we do have that endpoint. Let's look for it. So I'm gonna do Command F or Control F, and I'm gonna look for dashboard. And yeah, we don't have that endpoint. Let's just make sure we do have it. Right here on index, right below here, I'm gonna put it, tab, and here I'm just gonna put dashboard. I'm gonna call this function dashboard as well. And we're gonna render the dashboard. Let me make sure that this is actually here. Sorry about that. All right. Boom. Let's make sure our application is running, and boom, it's there. All right. So what we're gonna do is in the next lecture, we're gonna make sure that this is actually working and make it work. I mean, if it's not working, we'll make it work. But I want you guys to copy this code right here, no matter if it's working or not. Just copy it right now, and then if anything, we'll fix it in the next following lecture. I want to make sure that I take my time with you guys on the next one. It's not going to be very long. I promise you that. All right, so go ahead and make sure. Actually, this is not it. Go ahead and make sure you got this until this line 122 right here. Okay. And yeah, just make sure you got all the stuff. If I have any errors, feel free to correct it. And if anything, we'll fix it on the next lecture, guys. Very good job. If you made it here, if you want, you can go ahead and test the form. All right, go ahead and go to login and test it and to see if it works on your side. If anything, if it doesn't work, don't worry. If it works, it's good. Good job. And I'll see you in the next lecture anyway. All right, guys, take care.